Hey guys, I'm back for another video, and welcome to ThirtyVirus Runs, the show where I complain about things, but it's, in my opinion, worth complaining about because it could make change, you know? It could right the wrongs of society in the gaming space, at least, because that's what I'm concerned about. Anyways, today we're going to talk about a situation that recently happened with SpigotMC and Plagiarism. So this is something that's very close to me because, as you guys might know, I am a developer and I make Spigot plugins, and a little side job of me for over 2 years has been selling Minecraft plugins. You know, it's a little side thing. Let's start at the beginning with the inspiration for my most popular and successful plugin, UltimateShops. I remember the good old... Anyway, while I sit here and wait for this guy to do something. So I used to play on a server called GalaxyCraft back in the day, and it was like a small survival server, you know, had like maybe 30 people on it at a time. Oh, thank God, we killed each other at the same time. And on that server, there were these slab shops. Now, this was years ago, like, I'm talking 7 years ago, at least. And on these slab shops would be a floating item. And that item could be bought or sold. And it was really simple. There was no GUI. You just left click to buy, right click to sell. You know, after I quit that server and moved on with my life, a few years had passed, probably like 4 years at that point, 4.5. And I was like, wow, I kind of miss slab shops, you know? No plugins do it anymore. And it was only for like beta versions of Minecraft, not even the like full release. I mean, maybe for full release, but like early full release. Okay, I'm just gonna trade beds with this idiot. I'm done. I don't have the patience. You want to be annoying, dude? Bye. That's what I thought. I missed the idea, so I decided, you know what? I'm gonna teach myself how to make Minecraft plugins. And, you know, months went by, taught myself the basics on YouTube, and I got to work. I decided to make the floating items on top of a slab, which is really difficult to do in modern versions of Minecraft, by the way. You know, the game doesn't like having items that don't despawn. Anyway, skip ahead to the point where I made UltimateShops. It's an item shop plugin that, you know, players of the server can make their own custom shops. You can buy and sell items. It's really cool. And, you know, there'd be this floating item on top of the slab, and, you know, you could restock the shop remotely. You can change the quantity per sale, like in a second. You could change the buy and sell price in a second. Fast forward a little bit more. I got the plugin on SpigotMC after like 5 attempts. I don't know why it kept getting denied. Probably because I was inexperienced with plugins back then, and I probably broke some sacred rule of Minecraft plugin dev. But eventually I got it up. I even made a video showcasing the plugin once it was released to teach people how to use it, which I think is pretty cool. So I continued development ever since I released it. You know, releasing updates every few months, have to update with Minecraft. I'd add new features at the request of some people, you know, in the audience that I've formed for this plugin. And that happened until 1.16 came out. When 1.16 was released, a lot of things changed, including how they handle text in menus. All right. Bruh, what? Holy crap, that reach. Updates in Minecraft almost always break things, and plugin developers are just kind of told, well, too bad, so sad, you got to change your entire plugin to work with the new version. But if you don't support old versions anymore, then people are going to hate you, so you have to make it work for both versions, which is really complicated. I'm not going to get into it because it's boring developer talk, but I basically need to have like 5 or 6 different versions of the same plugin all wrapped into one jar file, and then like an if statement, like just switching between them depending on the version that's being loaded. Really annoying. So 1.16 broke how I store items in item lore, which is the wording. Like, see how it says efficiency 1, sharpness 1? That is the lore of an item. And that's where I would store essential information in the plugin for things like the location of the shop, so that, you know, I can actually, when someone buys or sells an item, I would know which shop is being bought or sold to because the information's stored in that spot. Minecraft broke it, so in other words, I had to find a new way to fix it. And I was a little stumped on it, so I sat on the problem for a few weeks. You know, I'm a YouTuber as well, so I spent a lot of time you know, just making videos, minding my own business. And then people started to get pissed off because it'd been 3 weeks since the update came out. I didn't make an update for the plugin, so people would just update their server right away and then expect me to immediately release an update, which is kind of sad because, like, you know, people have lives. So the fact that you're gonna review bomb a plugin because it hasn't updated, and it only was 3 weeks, it's not like it was 6 months or something like that, but you know, whatever. People were pressuring me into updating the plugin. They were leaving bad reviews, even though the plugin clearly says it's 1.8 to 1.15. They would, you know, say, they would, you know, urge me and oh, that was not good. That was very not good. Oh my god, no! Knockback! What? What? What just happened? No! What? Oh! What? How did I live? How did I... What? I should be dead. I was under him. He despawned before me. What? Oh! That makes no sense. That made no sense. So back to the task. I don't know how that friggin' win happened, but we're just gonna move on. So one of these frustrated users of the plugin, I'm gonna call him Mackin, started pressuring me into updating to 1.16 just like the rest of them, but he did it a little differently. He started to lie he left a bad review on my plugin and was like, oh, the guy just says that a dependency needs to be updated, which I never said. That's something that someone else in the Discord said, and then they quoted me as saying that, which obviously makes no sense. I never said that. But anyway, they gave a 1-star review because I didn't update to 1.16. And then a week later, they release their own plugin that is a blatant ripoff of UltimateShops. And then they advertise it in my discussions for the plugin. They say, oh, I was tired of waiting, so I made my own plugin. And it is point for point, like, if you look at the SpigotMC page, feature for feature, point by point, the same exact thing with a different coat of paint added on top. I kid you not. The images showing on screen right now are the actual plugin. So yeah, yesterday I woke up to a message from one of my Discord staff. He showed that one of the users copied my plugin, this guy. That's how I learned about it. I literally woke up in a Discord staff. I was like, yeah, this guy just straight up copied your plugin. And I was like, what? And I look at it, and of course, everything is point for point exactly the freaking same. And obviously, I was pissed. So, turns out the guy was still in my Discord. So, I opened a ticket with him, and I was basically like, what the hell, man? What are you doing? You literally are just plagiarizing my stuff. And at first, I thought he used the same code, too. But it turns out he didn't. But that doesn't change the point that the guy is literally recreating the plugin point for point, the exact same. The GUI menus look exactly the same. The command infrastructure is exactly the same. The SpigotMC page is literally copy pasted with a few things removed to make, because obviously his plugin only took like 2 weeks to develop as opposed to me where it took hundreds of hours of work. But the problem with this is that the guy was advertising the plugin as a free UltimateShops, and he openly, in my own support chat, in the discussions of the plugin, would say, oh, this is the free version of UltimateShops, go download it now, even though it's a crappy remake. Now, normally I wouldn't have a problem with a crappy remake, or not a crappy remake, with a crappy alternative plugin for shops, because obviously UltimateShops is better. But the fact is, this guy is advertising it as a free UltimateShops, and no matter how good it is, there's still going to be people that are satisfied with a crappy version of plugin because they didn't read the full description of UltimateShops. This man just doesn't know how to fall in the void. So I opened a ticket with this guy, right? And he was insisting over and over, oh, competition's a good thing. You should be happy because now you have the urge to make your plugin better. But I'm like, bro, there's a difference between competition and blatant ripoff. This is like, he was trying to make it sound like it was something like Coke versus Pepsi. But what this actually was, you know, Mountain Dew versus Mountain Stream that you'd find at the dollar store. Like, it is a blatant ripoff, barely even trying to differentiate itself. and it's hurting my business. People are gonna buy this free version even if it's worse because they're cheap. You know, my plugin's $10, theirs is $0, and it's marketed as the same exact thing. So I basically told the guy, all right, you know what, if you're gonna make a shop plugin, I can't stop you, but I'd recommend that you, or I'd request that you at least make it look different, at least try and branch on a different path, because right now your plugin, point for point, is UltimateShops, just worse. Like, you click on a shop with a stick, you open the inventory, you click on an item in your inventory, it selects the item, and then you're able to modify the buy price, sell price, quantity per sale, and then there's the cancel button and the confirm button. Same exact items in the menu, same order, no changes whatsoever. And then he denied the request. He basically said, I do what I want, this is my plugin, goodbye. So I banned him from my Discord. And then I decided to leave a review on his plugin. I gave it 1 star and I said, this is plagiarism. They copied my plugin. They used the exact same SpigotMC page, word for word, point for point, did the same thing. And then I made a tweet about it because I was understandably frustrated. This dude's getting a bunch of good reviews as well from the people that were frustrated with UltimateShops not updating. So they were getting 5-star reviews saying things like, oh, it's such a convenient plugin, it does this, this, and this, which is exactly what UltimateShops does. But again, they were supporting the copy because they were pissed that UltimateShops didn't update. So obviously this is a big problem. I decided I had to update UltimateShops for 1.16 or else people are literally just gonna not use my plugin anymore because it doesn't have any functionality. Even though the cheap knockoff is terrible, at least it works, right? So I pushed an update for UltimateShops. It took me like 4 hours to figure out how to fix the problem. But of course, there were some problems with it because, you know, the way I used to store text was an item lore, and it was invisible because there was a trick I used, which is no longer possible in 1.16. So now, the location of the shop is just blatantly there in this item, and it looks ugly. It doesn't have any coloring to it, any formatting to it. It's just there. But hey, at least the plugin works. So I pushed the update. UltimateShops works in 1.16. Yay. So I made the angry tweet, of course, at this guy trying to blatantly rip me off with a free plugin, trying to compete with mine. And of course, I reported their plugin. I reported the discussion post they made on my plugin advertising their own. Neither have been removed, by the way. So his advertisement of his knockoff plugin is still on my plugin page as we speak. So, you know, since nothing happened, no actions were taken, I got pissed. So I was like, you know what? Let's freaking review bomb them. It's a pretty immature thing to do, I admit, but I mean, it's also immature to just point for point copy what someone does and then advertise it as your own product. And then advertise in the original. So what he did was obviously a dick move. I'm not a better person. I'm not perfect. So I'm gonna freaking be pissed and do stuff like that. So I told people to go and give it 1-star reviews for plagiarism, because that's exactly what it is. Even if they didn't copy the code, they advertised it as the same thing. And they formatted it exactly the same. Imagine Disney. If, like, Pixar decided to... Or, no, Pixar's owned by Disney. If DreamWorks decided to make a character called Isla, and she was an ice princess, and, like... and, like, everything, all the art would be formatted exactly the same. The story of the movie is exactly the same. They obviously would have a big problem with that. But since this is the internet, and I'm just a guy, and that's SpigotMC we're talking about here, it's not like some big corporate entity... You know, I'm just stuck with it. I'm stuck with people ripping me off and, like, stealing my ideas and plugging stuff. And there's nothing I can do to stop it. So, that's why I wanted to review bomb it. And I was hoping the mods would be like, hey, this is a blatant copy. Let's remove it. Can you guess what they did? They not only removed my review, saying that it was plagiarism, they removed every single review from Twitter. From the Twitter people that were, you know, punishing the guy for plagiarizing. So obviously vigilante justice ain't something you can do on Spigot. And they didn't respond at all to my reports. And then I got pissed, so I made a reply to the tweet saying everything was deleted. Spigot is actively supporting plagiarism. And then people made more bad reviews. I went to bed, woke up, and they deleted all that too. Oh my god. So now I have no choice but to make this video and say that SpigotMC actively supports plagiarism on their platform. Is there some high quality plugin that you have supported for years and years and would like to see, you know, flourish? No, that's not going to happen, because some cheap knockoff, someone's going to make a copy of the plugin, point for point. They'll copy the SpigotMC page, change the wording a little bit, make a worse version of the plugin, but then over the next several years, slowly update it to the point where it just is a free version of that paid plugin. And then the original developers are obviously going to stop working on their project because they're not getting paid for it anymore. And yeah, the platform's just going to be known as cheap knockoff land. The Walmart of Spigot plugin distributors. Goodbye. So instead of trying to review bomb this knockoff product, I'm gonna explain what UltimateShops is, so that I can, you know, support my own stuff with my audience, and then we can give it enough 5-star reviews to offset this guy that thinks he can friggin' take over my plugin project that I spent hundreds of hours on during probably the darkest stage of my life, might I add. I'm pretty sure that me working on that plugin has contributed to the end of a relationship as well, because I was so friggin' laser focused on it. But anyway, UltimateShops allows players and admins alike to place slab shops in the world in a survival or skyblock server. You can, you know, let's say there was a person that has a cactus farm and they want to sell cactus. They can click on any slab in an area they can build with, and then they can specify, hey, here's some cactus. I want to sell it for $5 each in game money, of course. And if someone wants to sell me cactus, they can sell it to me for $10 each. And then they can set up the slab on either their skyblock island. Oh my god, are you serious, Blue? Are you serious? What is this? Why? That is the weirdest way to bridge to somebody. No. Also, the plugin has support for build permission, so if you don't have permission to build in an area, it won't let you put a shop there, so you don't make every slab in the hub into a shop. And it's really neat. There's also a bunch of features that allow you to execute commands if someone buys from a shop. Of course, this is for admins. So if you wanted to make an admin shop, first of all, /toggle admin makes it have infinite stock and stuff like that. Also, if you were to, for example, sell ranks on the server in exchange for in-game currency, you can do that as well. You can execute /pex user and then like use the built-in like oh man, I'm forgetting the words for all these things. Okay, man's just gave up. It really pisses me off that people will stoop that low on the internet, dude. They will take your hard work that you spent, again, hundreds of hours on, and then point for point just copy it. You know, they don't have to go through the process of figuring out, hey, what's a good UI design to make it so that people understand what's going on? What's a good set of commands that I need? What commands do I need to add to my plugin? No, they don't need to do any of that. They just need to look over my shoulder and copy the homework, you know? They're just like, oh, ThirtyVirus added /toggle admin to make the shop have infinite stock. Let me add that too. Oh, ThirtyVirus has a button that increases the sell price of an item on the all the way on the left, and one that increases the buy price just next to it, and then a change quantity so that you can, you know, modify the buy and sell prices faster. Oh, he did that too so that you don't have to click the button for 10 years to change the price to 1,000,000. Oh, I'll add that too. Hey, look, he used a nether star and a barrier to cancel or confirm making the shop. Oh, hey, he has a command called add buy command. Let's just yoink that. Like, it pisses me off, dude. And there's nothing that Spigot's doing to stop it. Literally, they are enabling people to just slowly remake every paid plugin on the platform and then redistribute it as a free thing. There are people that actually have their job on Spigot. Their job is to distribute Minecraft plugins. And mine was for a while. I guess not anymore. So this is just one of the many reasons why I can't wait until Hightail, because the Minecraft space is so old. Plugins and Spigot in general has been around for like 8 years. And at this point, dude, I don't think they're ever going to change this. You know? People might make the argument, oh, why does Spigot have to police their platform? They don't even make any commission on their plugins. To that, I would say I would happily give 10% of the plugins revenue to the platform in exchange for, like, protection against this crap. You know? Then they could pay their mods, then they could have more people. This Coco guy has been, like, the only mod I've interacted with in, like, 4 years on the platform. And he was very supportive when I made the plugin, too. But the guy just completely backfired, dude. It was like, oh, yeah, just blatant copy, you get to stay. But, all the bad reviews on your plugin, ThirtyVirus, those get to stay because you're not the one getting attacked on Twitter for harassment, even though I said they blatantly freaking ripped me off. So there's bad reviews left on my plugin, and when their plugin gets any bad review, no matter how true, it gets removed. So they're supporting the copy more than the original. What kind of BS is that? It's so hypocritical, dude. And I've lost so much respect for Spigot as a platform. But can I move to another platform? No. I can't. I can't go anywhere else to distribute my plugins right now. But anyway, I hope in Hightail there's a platform that allows you to, first of all, buy and sell plugins. For servers, not for personal use and mods and stuff. I think just for server use. Commercial use, so to speak. And that they take a small commission, and in exchange, they'll provide copyright, protection. Imagine, just like with YouTube and videos. Oh, that'd be beautiful. Well, anyways, I guess that's it for this rant, guys. I was particularly pissed during this one, and considering everything's recent, I actually explained it pretty accurately for what happened, unlike most other rants where it's like a week and a half after. But let's hope that, I don't know, something changes, dude. If you want, you could report Slabo as, don't leave a bad review because it's just going to get friggin' deleted. But you can report it, I guess. But the best thing you could do to support me is to buy and download my plugin, UltimateShops. Use it on your survival or Skyblock Minecraft server. That'd be sick. Link in the pinned comment and description. Well, anyway, I guess that's it. So, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later.